Hello everyone, I'm High Treason, and today we're going to play Bio Menace, because I'm a little bit bored of Shadow Warrior. I think everyone else is. We haven't really had anything else since Duke Nukem 64 finished. I'm tired of editing it, so we'll see that again on Sunday. As usual, bookmarks if you want to skip ahead to a specific thing, but we're going to be playing this Bio Menace on my 16MHz 286. It runs on a Chaintech ELT 286 motherboard. Has 4 megabytes of RAM, which is interleaved because we're on the Neat chipset, so it can do that. We've got the Trident TL8800CS, which is an early SVGA clone. Has 512K RAM on board. It's not very fast. It does hold this machine back because it was built to be cheap, but I don't really care because the computer's nearly 40 years old, so well, the performance isn't really very important, is it? If I wanted it to go faster, I would just use the i5. That's about a foot away from me to the left there. So I don't think that's really a problem. The sound is from a Master Boomer. Yeah, it's a sound boomer, so that sounds legitimate. It's a Sound Blaster compatible, obviously. And this machine's called Lisa, and you say I can't trust myself. Well, every time you start it up, it actually passes this Lisa command. And this will always spawn a random quote or a song title from the Raccoons. It's named after Lisa Raccoon, so yeah, can't trust myself. None of this would happen if you hadn't have lost your job. Not exactly Shakespearean. She's a vocalist, and well, I guess it was down to the scriptwriter, and I'm certainly not bashing her. And it'll always generate a random thing. I guess we should start the game. Now, Bio Menace actually runs on an id-Tech engine. It runs on, they say it's Keen Galaxy's engine. To me, it looks like the engine from Keen Dreams. There's certainly the collision behaves more like that, but maybe it's an incremental one between the two. The game's from 93, so you'd think it would have the newest engine revision, but that's not necessarily a given with anything, is it? You can see here 601K of conventional memory is free. You can see we have XMS, we've got, nearly 3 megs worth of it, over 3 megs worth, slightly there, something like. But it doesn't really matter. The point is that we're going to start Bio Menace. BM full. BM is a bowel movement. And because it runs an id-Tech engine, it's going to misdetect the memory I've got. So it won't detect my extended memory, not that this engine uses it. I never understood why it gives you a readout for that. And it says I got 380K of conventional, which isn't very good, because that means we might get an out of memory, or the music might stop playing, and there's not really anything we can do about it, which is just shitty. And that's just the nature of id-Tech engines. This is why I tend to stick in build where I know what I'm doing and I know what it'll do. id-Tech stuff always has memory management issues. And I hear where you're coming from, this is Red. So Half-Life is a game I considered streaming someday. I'd do the fast one on Dreamcast to avoid the trouble. My PCs have a long history of not liking id stuff. So really I've only got the Prezzler or the K7 to do Half-Life 2. And I think the K7's too slow. And the Prezzler, well, hang on. I like hearing the Apogee fanfare. The Prezzler's got like a 9500 GT, which is slow by 9500 GT standards. I don't know what's wrong with it, and the water blocks for everything are years out of print, so I'm not sure I really want to mess with that, because I don't really do 3D on that machine, but we could give it a go someday. It is something I said years ago I might do. I was never really a fan of them, though. This wasn't in the show, this screen. Yeah, just boot with a clean disk thing. People tell me that, if you have an empty drive, like subs won't work, but if you have an empty drive, apparently it sort of fixes the memory issue. I can't confirm this, and I'm not installing another hard drive in my PC just to play your fucking game. So, unfortunately, we might just crash, and I might have to get a different PC in to finish this. Oh, it's not sharpware, for fuck's sake. Music's good and ominous, though. I like the menu music. It's almost the Apogee fanfare all over again, but before we start, we've got to read the story. We've got to read the story, because it's probably not very important, right? This is why we do bookmarks. If you're getting sick of me prattling on, just skip to the fast level. It should be right there on the play bar. You couldn't get it up on the right, and in the description. It's easy to do, right? You are Snake Logan, a top-secret operative for the CIA, ordered to complete missions that others would regard as suicidal. One day, Snake is called into headquarters and briefed on a situation that has arisen in Metro City. Jeez, I hope they're not a bunch of metrosexuals down there. I mean, he's a pretty handsome-looking dude, this Snake. He'll be in trouble. Seems that thousands of monster-like creatures are on a rampage of destruction through the city. Are they going to turn it into an autonomous zone or something? Many thousands have already died, and Metro's declared martial law just before losing all communications. Now, this sounds even worse. Snake is ordered to take a plane, fly recon over the city, and then return. Authorities receive communications from a man calling himself Dr. Mangle just before the city is overrun. And I always forget I'm supposed to put the microphone under my chin and use a stupid, infantilizing, smooth radio voice because I'm on the internet, right? It states that Metro is to be an example of what will happen to the rest of the world if all factions of government do not comply with his wishes. Snake is then given a file on Elmer Whitecliffe, alias Dr. Mangle. It seems that Dr. Mangle was once a top scientist for Operation Bug Glow, a top-secret genetics research firm. You know, this sounds oddly I hope at least it's not bats, right? Operation Bug Glow was a mission to take ordinary insects and mutate them to achieve extraordinary size and intelligence. Elmer was making excellent progress when he suddenly disappeared. Efforts to find him have proven unsuccessful. Until now, it seems that not only has he succeeded in mutating the insects, but he's also spliced some very violent genes into the mix. He sounds like a good guy, you know. Snake loads his recon equipment and his M60 pulse rifle into a civilian-looking Cessna and departs for Metro. It could be the Metro interface. I mean, we're going to have to deal with that. While Snake Logan is flying recon over Metro City, suddenly, bolts of light appear all around him, Foo Fighters, hitting his plane many times. The plane loses engine power and Snake is forced to make an emergency landing on a street in Metro. Losing all hope, heading back to HQ, Snake quickly gathers what resources he has and sets out to find the source of this destruction. Yeah, so one last thing then, I am going to be using a gamepad. Listen to this. Yeah, polling that's not very efficient, is it? I'm sure that'll help the performance. I mean, playing a game from 1993 on a PC from 1988, what could possibly go wrong? Practice a level for 15 seconds won't be the point, just play it on normal, right? The problem with this gamepad, it's laid out like a Mega Drive 6-button pad. So button 1 would be where X is, and button 2 would be where A is. Or if you think of it like a SNES pad, button 1 would be Y, and button 2 would be B. And that's wrong, because it means this controls like a fucking NES game, where the jump button's on the tip of my thumb, rather than under sort of the knuckle of it. Ah, shit. And I'd actually recommend playing this game with a keyboard. It's a bit rough on a gamepad, especially as we do have a third control button. You see, Keen has a pogo stick. Snake, well, he has got grenades, basically, and landmines. This guy doesn't fuck around, so... Nasty bastards. They're nasty little fuckers, the enemies in these. See, the green guys will just punch your face off. Fucking gems, who cares about those? The pink ones, they'll jump at you and scream. And everything hurts you in this game. It can brutalise you pretty quickly, this game, if you don't have your wits about you. And it's a Jim Norwood game, so... yeah, same guy who was on Shadow Warrior. And I hate the fucking enemies in it, they're horrible. And it seems to be something that Norwood did a really good job of, was making you really hate the monsters. I didn't mean to throw the grenade there. And you see, that's one of the problems with playing on a gamepad. You saw the little pink ones about to jump on me. Is that pressing up and fire, which like I say is like B on the SNES, Really, that should be jump. You can't remap it. I should just rewire the control pad when you think about it. It's not hard to do. Go in there and change the wiring. That's back at the start. We'll go there later. I want all the keys fast, that's why I'm going up the outside of the building. Didn't want to do that, but as I say, that's your problem with using the control pad. It's harder to do that by accident on a keyboard. You can do it, but on the keyboard you'd usually press retard to fire the grenades. So we may switch to the keyboard later on, but whatever. Up to enter a door, yeah. I don't know where these crystal shards go. Well, we're going to do that. I think that's 2 floors down from what I've only beaten this game once, by the way, so my memory of things in it is going to run out soon. But I think that's 2 floors down. Yeah, he is. He's down on the left there. Because there's a guy in every level. Well, it's not always a guy, but there's a person in every level who is holding the key to the exit. So you can't leave until you rescue them. As you can do, it's Bobby Prince music in this though. That music's great. I love the progression of this because it's actually a bit weird in one place. It sort of jumps ahead of itself. It's pretty nifty, actually. I don't think Bobby gets enough credit. You know, I think a lot of people think he's a little bit of a silly, cheesy musician. They're like your checkpoints in Duke Nukem 2, which was a couple of months out, well, about half a year after this game. Shit. Yeah, you gotta have your wits about you or you get brutalised. There we go. Somewhere in each level there is someone like me who holds a key to each exit. You must find them. And what if I don't? Thanks for the key. I'll use this to go on to the next level and rescue your friends. So we're going to ask each of them personally. Hey, you know that guy? Are you his friend? No. Well then I'm not rescuing you. You can stay here and rot. But I'm really important. Yeah, nobody cares, not to that guy, you know. So this, I think, is to try and teach you how to use the grenades, to make you want to chuck them in. I like the way this guy does grenades. He just chucks it right in their fucking face. It's like, nah, eat grenade, loser. There's an alternate universe somewhere, I'm sure, where this guy was successful and Duke Nukem wasn't. Like, Duke Nukem fell by the wayside somewhere. Yeah, these are where you can see the collision being shitty. It teleports you around, look at that, like, snaps you inwards. You get that a lot in this game. Like, yeah, it's really a bit wonky. Not fantastic. It's a Jim Norwood thing again. It seems to be the way with Norwood's games, how they're sort of good, but, like, broken at the same time. Haven't forgotten about going back to the start to get the stuff that's up there, by the way. Firing in this, I would say you can't fire up and down like you can in Keen. Like, there's no real sort of look and fire and stuff like that like Keen has, but otherwise the shooting is, while it's stiffer because you are sort of directionally limited to only left and right in a straight line, it actually feels better than shooting in Keen. I'm not even sure which game I would say was the harder or the easier of the two. They're sort of different enough that I don't know. This does something I always thought Keen should, which is have a health bar, but then you really need it in this, I guess, because there's much more enemies. Or it seems like there's more monsters in this. I don't even know if that top gem's collectible, you know. Yeah, we're going to go back, because there's a couple of things at the start here that I do remember. If we climbed up there and, you know, you can see the building went higher than we did. Still has the jump up climbables. It's like the pearls in Keen. And yeah, there you go. Supergun bullets do 5 times the damage. Can't complain about that. But yeah, he doesn't fuck about this snake lurking. I mean, look at him. You know, that guy, you want to mess with that guy. He's easily on par with Duke. How he didn't get his own fast-passing shoot roll, never know. I mean, there's probably some alternate reality where he did. Where even if Duke was still successful in that reality, Le Wang never happened or something, and they just decided, oh, we'll do Bio Menace 3D instead. Stupid little devil bastards. Ah, stop it. Yeah, and these are horrid as well. These are, they behave like Shelley out of Commander Keen, I guess, is the best way to describe them. They'll jump at you, and they're nearly unavoidable. And once they've jumped at you, they explode. I had a nightmare about this stage when I was a kid. And I don't think it was a construction site that did it. I was never scarred of it. I just spent a lot of time in places like that, construction sites and docks and, you know, sort of generally those sorts of environments. I think it was probably the little devils. Like, obviously I'm not going to get into religion on this channel, so this applies for anything. You know, people could misuse anything in this way. Because when I was a kid, I was very deeply Christian, and so, you know, I resent the people who taught us it, because it was... They sort of tried to use it to scare you, and of course you get a bit older and start having more independent thoughts, and it's like, hey, you know, I hate this shit that you've taught me. And then you sort of get a bit older again and read the scripture yourself. I'm going to get killed, which isn't a problem. I get to show the life system, I guess, because it is an integral mechanic of the game. Yeah, those guys are actually nasty. You wouldn't think they are, but they're one of the most annoying things to deal with in the whole game, I think. You know, you get a bit older again, read the scripture yourself, and it's like, that's not what it says. Like, where the fuck they get... And you realise that they were just making it up as they went along, these people. Like, that was their whole agenda, was just to frighten you and control you. It's like, well... You know, that's not right. Why couldn't you just tell me what it said so I could form my own opinion of it? Now you've sort of tainted this, and... You know, that's not right. You can't be doing it. And like I say, it's not... This isn't limited to the fact it's a religion. This isn't a religious thing. This is an anything thing. Like, whatever it is, you could misuse anything in this way. You know, you could take, like, the most basic sort of... like, movie or book and start being like, oh no, it says this. And I understand it and you don't, so I am the arbiter of the truth here, and you do as I say, because otherwise you're going against what I say, and this will happen because that thing says that, and you don't understand it, I do. So you have to come to this, like, you know, so you can't just be doing that shit, man, that's not right. This gun's great. This is like the rocket launcher from Duke Nukem 2. And you can even kill them when they're on fire. It's fucking brilliant. We're going to get a clobbering in this level, like I said. We're nearly out of this level now. I don't have grenades, and this is actually a problem we run into a lot in this. Yeah, red and grey enemies on a predominantly red and grey stage isn't really the smartest. They can fall through the platforms, by the way, those guys, as well. I've seen them do it, so... Yeah, you really got to have your wits about you. But as you saw, we got killed a moment ago. And not much happened to us. It has a life system, this game, but... Rather than making you totally reset the level... That was a waste. It just sends you back to either the start or the checkpoint beacon, whichever you were at last. And that's actually good. Like, until you run out of lives, the only penalty is having to walk a short distance. So it's got that down better than Keen, I would say. Yeah, this guy's pretty neat as well, Robo Pal. I don't think you see him very often. He basically, when you fire, he will also fire. Which is good if you've got to deal with something bigger. There's not really much in here that you'd have to worry about. But he will do that, and that's pretty nice. Whoops. He is only around for a limited amount of time. Yeah, this is where the game's collision starts being a little bit of a problem. I was hoping he'd come down with us, but apparently not. Yeah, that's what I mean about you've got to really think about what you're doing in here. That was weird. Ugh. bunch of jocks, man. It is a Norwood thing. I don't know if I hate the enemies in this as much as the gorillas in Shadow Warrior, but man, they're just hateable. They're easy. I mean, I guess they're meant to be. They're meant to be enemies. You're not supposed to feel bad about, you know, brutalising them, are you? There we go. It's not really that much of an issue, is it? You got your wits about you, you'll be fine. Oh. Oh, why is it going so slow? I can see him out the right there. I don't want to have to deal with that. Robo Pal, can you get up here, please, buddy? Yeah, he ain't shit. He's easy to deal with. Thank you. Dr. Mangle has captured others like me. He said it would be a trail for you to follow so that you could find him and meet your final fate. Be careful. He looks like a mouse or something. Look at his face. I'm going to dust that little dweeb. He can't do this and escape. Dweeb. Yeah, that word needs to come back. Oh, you're that enough now. What a dork. Yeah, this level will brutalise you, so, you know, watch out. Like, I don't like this level much. There's a level a lot like this in Cosmo. That's not far. That was out the top of the screen. You can't be doing that. This is where you really start to feel the lack of firing up and down. Like, this game doesn't have it. As I say, that's not something it has. Like, they didn't keep that from Keen, so... Well, there's no I am hitting it. I must have hit him. It's not coming back. Now, Cosmo, I don't think I ever played pre-recorded. I know I streamed it once, and it actually bugged out, and I couldn't die. Like, you know, it was like, I was invulnerable for the whole game, and it took me a while to notice. I was like, wow, this is way more lenient than I remember it being. And then, after a while, I realised, like, oh, well, I don't seem to be able to take damage. And the whole game just went that way. I don't plan on coming back here, so I don't really need to bother killing anything. Snakes maybe I'll get rid of because they're annoying. Landmines. Yeah, he doesn't mess about, this dude. Like I say, he just gets whatever he can and just use it to start killing everything. Can't complain. Well, she looks like a dude. Thank you, sir. I can't believe what's happened to our beautiful city. They've destroyed everything. Please, you have to stop them. Yeah, it's really a pile. I'll do my best to clear these mutants out of here. Mangle won't succeed. That's basically it. You can pretty much just leave the level now. Like, if you want to go and wander around in the trees like some sort of monkey, and we know what I think of the apes in Norwood's universe, then you can, but I ain't going in there. Now this is where the grenades become a problem. Look at this little Shadow the Hedgehog looking fucker. Somehow it sold more copies than this. How does that work? Oh no, you're done. That's jank. That's bent. Come on, knock it off. There we go. Yeah, it screws you around a bit, this game, let's be honest. But yeah, I'm sure, like Cosmo, I don't think I ever did pre-recorded. Crystal Caves, I'm sure I did. Oh, it's them slimes, I didn't even see it. Bloody protozoid slimers, what are they? Protozoid slime. Oh, fuck knows. I'm sure I did Crystal Caves, and it doesn't exist anymore. And I wouldn't have took that down, so I really don't know. I ain't had any notices about takedowns on that, so your guess is as good as mine as to where that is. It could be bloody anywhere. I assume it's just ceased to be in the ether somewhere. Let's try and bait the thing out. You're just lacking in grenades in this level from what I remember. It's really actually quite annoying. Ah, right. I actually remember this. I wonder if it'll let me put it in without having it? Let's find out. So I think it should be RMBGC, yeah. Okay. You know, it always feels kind of wrong having gore in something that is clearly on Keen's engine. It really doesn't feel right. I kind of like how this looks like a door with spikes. If you get this wrong, you know, does it drop you in there? Do we want to test that? But yeah, RMBGC or 1 4 16 to 8, if you want to think about it that way. I don't need that gem, that can stay there. Yeah, there it is. Whoops. What the fuck? Again, I don't really recommend the playing with a gamepad. I would totally recommend playing with the keyboard in this game. But yeah, there's your colour combos up that. Whoa. Cool, we got the laser gun. Shadow the Hedgehog looking little morons. It's very 90s looking, this game. You know, I do think they should have had a crossover with Duke, this guy. Put them both in the same game, the universe wouldn't stand a chance. I mean, you know, Dr. Mangle, Dr. Proton, same difference. They're not going to be around long. There's a shard. You know, they would perish quickly, I think. Nothing in that. Totally dig the music. It does distort slightly. You're not imagining that. That is just the way this sound card is. You know, it's a cheap clone. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to do some stupid things from time to time, and indeed it does. It's just the way things are. You know, you've got to sort of. Oh fuck! Oh damn it! Right. Well, I can at least deal with this. They look like sticky bombs, don't they? I can't even think that's not a coincidence. Anyway, we're going to see a bug that this game has here, I think, as well. The next time I fire my gun, nothing's going to come out. You don't have a key? Oh no, it needs a key as well. Apparently does. So you're going to send me on this backwards and forwards shit just to get there? He's going to go off screen and then that's going to... Come on then. Come on, you jerk. Go on. Die it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, these guys really are the worst, aren't they? I mean, they're invulnerable to bullets when, I mean, look at this. Again, this is something this game really doesn't do a good job of, because it's, well, I probably have grenades in stock, but I can't use them, because there's no way to switch. And so we just have to take the death. You know, that's the only way to progress there. There's nothing you can do about it. Again, it's the Norwood-itis. Well, is the game good? Yeah. Is the game broken? Yeah, totally. It's not. It doesn't work that great sometimes. You know, you can perish. I love the amount of guts that come out. There's way more guts come out of them than it looks like should be in them. That's over to the right of us, I think, what that switch is. I would go back here now. Get it out the way. Hey, be careful, buddy. These buildings are, excuse the pun, crawling with, like, these weird creature things, man. Hey, wow, what a cool gun. Can I try it out? Nah, you'd probably shoot your foot off or something. You better get out of here before the mutants come creeping back this way. It looks like a bit like a dark-haired Dr. D, doesn't he? The snake guy. Dr. D. David Schultz. You think this is fake? It's open and slap. He was a wrestler back in the 80s. He slapped John Stossel. and got fired from the WWF. It's a bit of a shame, really. I mean, he did a really good job of, you know, of being sort of like, kind of not totally likeable. I respect anyone who does that. You know, it's like, well, you know, because a lot of people are going to take this seriously and probably really, really hate you for it. Again, I've got grenades. You saw we picked them up, but there's no way to select them. Like there's nothing you can. Let's have a look. Unless I'm forgetting something. When you don't think there's anything to jump onto, some hidden things might be revealed by looking up or down. DOS high and there are upper memory blocks and EMS. No, it won't. And I don't have EMS. Monster Bash came out very close to this, and that will use EMS, which of course we won't have on here. But good luck getting that game to run. I'm never going to play that on this channel. Monster Bash kind of sucks. That's like the other half of Shadow Warrior. That's Frank Madden. Let's have a look on this status thing here. Yeah, you know. No way to switch to grenades, so you just got to take damage. You know, it's a bit shit, and I don't really like that aspect of this. I think that's a little bit of a poor showing. I have laser gun now, so I can at least laser the bastard. We can all take lasering the. Yeah, I always misread it as that. Very selective as to when it'll do damage, isn't it? And then we got more of the little Shadow the Hedgehog bastards. Again, he sold more copies in this game, and how is that possible? This is an unjust universe, really. Just been leeching off of Sonic's goodness. Well, Sonic's name I wouldn't say was necessarily good at the time, but I mean, it was leeching off of it, that's for sure. Fucking emo shit. And again, I mean, I'm the one who's been playing Andy Leyley, and I mean, that's quite emo looking, isn't it? So, I mean, that's your skill level now, Zeph. That's the sort of thing you should be playing. I don't know, I think my skills are unrusting a little bit. Oh, only a little bit. Yeah, this level sucks. Fuck this level. Because it takes a lot of items off you at the start, so now we have grenades again. And these guys are pretty rigged, because they throw those, and those persist for a while in the water, so you can't see them, but you'll get damaged by them. Offer. Do you know what? These weird half-height hitboxes are little jerks. And now you think the grenades were a problem in the previous level, this level's just a time waster. This level will fuck you over because... Fuck. Because really that's all the challenge is in this level, is it just eats your time. Because you know them little protozoid slimy looking things? Yeah, we're going to deal with those, and we're going to be stuck walking behind them, and even you'll find a way to get past one. And it's like that scene with Mr. Bean on the fucking Starway in the hotel, where he's behind some old parson who's doddering along, and he finally gets past one, only for there to be another fucking old parson on the next flight down. And that's what this level does to you, that's what this level plays like. Really not the best design. Ah, you jerk. It's not a hard level. I wouldn't say it was a hard level. I'd say I like the look of it, you know. There's always sewers. Every single time you get any sort of situation. I think you can hit me from there now. There's always going to be a sewer involved. Always. You know, he's got quite the butt on him, that guy, hasn't he? Look at that. Somebody put great detail into that for some reason. I don't know. I didn't design it. Don't ask me. You go from under my feet there, slide. No, I wanted to plant a landmine because I want rid of this jerk. There we go. Oh, where did I take damage from? I didn't touch anything. And here's your quintessential 90s 2D game hazard there. You saw these a lot. The pipes with fire coming out. Now, I don't know, like, you know, maybe I'm like an old fucker to a lot of the people around here, and maybe you weren't around in the 90s, but I can tell you, as someone who was around the 90s, could really do with grenades here, couldn't we? Or that laser gun. Now, this was a real problem back in the 90s, the pipes with fire coming out of them. Like, it just used to happen. It was just a phenomenon in that decade, you know, that they were usually a bit rusty. But they just used to appear, you know, floors, ceilings could appear in walls as well, where it'd just turn up, you know, you'd get up one day, and it'd be there, just sticking out the ground, this bit of metal pipe with fire coming out at a regular interval. It used to smell like acrid, burning plastic, not like the plastic you get now, but like the 90s plastic, where when it burnt and like melty bits fell off, it made those weird, almost melodic noises. Yeah, no one knows what it was about, or where they came from, or what was happening. Nothing like that. Just that it was there and it happened. I remember going on the track to Withensea, and there was just loads of them out there on the wasteland. And then suddenly as it started, it just went away. Oh, for fuck's sake, I told you. I said earlier, didn't I? I won't mind, but there's a checkpoint right there, if memory serves. And now I've got to go through all that again. Told you, this level just robs you of time. Obviously I'm making shit up and this wasn't really a thing. I mean, you'd think somebody would have done something about it if that had happened. And I don't know how it could have happened, but they were definitely a hazard in 90s games a lot. Definitely. There is one thing I do remember though, that I don't have an answer to. And that is that the adults, you know, they'd all sort of be gathered together at night. And they'd sort of all look at each other and be like, oh, the switchover. The switchover's coming. The switchover's happening. It must be something to do with the switchover. And I've got no idea what the fuck they were talking about. And none of them remember either. Like, this was a real thing. This actually happened. I don't think there's anything interesting. Like, my bet is that it's probably to do with, like, something that was on the TV. Or a central heating system that isn't in common use anymore or something. It's not like they're trying to keep some forbidden knowledge from me or something. It's just the thing that I remember them all doing. It was obviously a big deal to them at the time. I mean, don't be afraid of using your ammo in this, because you know, if you've got it, it's not like you get to keep most of it going into the next level. It takes a lot of things off you, which is a little bit annoying. Again, no one's claiming this game's perfect, but most of the best things in the world aren't. Fuck off. Really hate these slimes. That's my last grenade. Use it anyway, because we have to go here. I know, I just took damage. I did that willingly, because I don't like this stage. I want out of it. Ah! Ah! Help! Those green slime things spit slime on me! They're sticking needles in me! I just know I'll dissolve or something, right? Jeez, take a Valium or something. You look alright to me. He really doesn't give a fuck, this guy. I like this guy. Like, they had potential, this character. I don't think we ever saw him again. Like, he got his 3 episodes of Bio Menace, and that was it. Bio Menace. Bio Potty. I remember one of them getting set fire to at a fireworks display I went to, because they put them all on top of bloody harebells. And then, of course, those lit on fire, and so it lit those on fire, and it fucking reeked. Jeez, that was a bloody chaotic evening. I had nothing to do with it, you know, don't be looking at me. You gotta slap me in the first one last time. I'm not walking all the way back over there, we'll just deal with the janky collision. I'm gonna save here. What are we doing on time? I reckon we can knock out one more level. probably about halfway through episode 1 now, you know, it's not an overly long game. Oh, wait, we've got bubble versions of these guys now. They've made it into the 2000s. The fuck, that already dissipated. Very sort of blatantly Bobby Prince sounding this one. There wasn't really much I could do about that, was I? Like he just fucking climbed over me. It's like, oh, inconvenient, get out of my way. So what a fucking asshole. Yeah, they make fucking transparent 2000s bubble aesthetic design. That's going to come back one day, isn't it? You just know it. You just know when people get sick of all this sort of, you know, fur 80s looking thing that they've been doing for years, that they're going to start doing that 2000s bubble look. It was horrible then, and it's horrible now. And it will be horrible when they start doing it again. It was never good. It never will be good. And I bet you she'd be into it. Look at her. She'd be like, oh, that's a good look. I'm going to decorate my living room like that. It's going to look like a early 2000s music video when all the music suddenly went bland. All the music suddenly going bland wasn't as bad as you'd think, because, well, at least it wasn't neo-country anymore, because that stuff was fucking horrible. You know, there's a lot of people out there who hated the hamster dance. Personally, I was quite glad of it, because it was so bad that it killed that neo-country thing, and I say this as somebody who actually likes country music. But I don't like that neo-country shit that was around the end of the 90s. That stuff was awful. And it wants outlawing, and I will outlaw it if I ever come to power. When I get into office, that music's going away, and it's never coming back. I knew there was something up there. Look at that shit. It's fucking spawned me right on top of them. But you see, the great thing with this game is we don't have to go through all that again. We just have to walk there. And we didn't walk very far, so... Whee! Oh yeah, I don't have that yet. Quite a lot of dicking around to get anywhere in this level, from what I remember. And this is about where my memories run out. Well then, that added nothing to my health bar. Does that only fill up halfway? Is there like an upgrade system for that or something? I'm out of keys. Yeah, this level's a bit of a prick to you, let's be honest. Except that, so I don't have to walk all the way back here again. But I'd rather leave the health then, if it's going to do nothing, because I might be able to use it later. Well, not much we could do. Fuck's sake. I like this game, man, I do like it, but it really does force you into a lot of crappy situations. Oh, I'm out of lasers. Yeah, when you run out of ammo, your next shot generally fires nothing. Which is, again, just the way this game is. It does these things. Like, you wonder if this might have harmed its popularity a bit. The fact that it does this jank stuff might have annoyed players enough. Well, they were like, oh, fuck that game. You know, we don't need any more of those. Oh, yeah, it's alright, that Bio Menace. You know, maybe, like, play the shower, but... You know, do I want to buy the full one? Because, I mean, it does all this weird sort of broken jank shit every now and then. You probably notice when I pick items up and when certain things happen, the game does stall. BCGMR. BCGMR. Okay, that's easy to remember. I don't know why we input that. I don't think we've seen the console for it, but yeah, BCGMR. And there's that one door we didn't open up there, which probably has the shard in it. Yeah, let's use those up. Yeah, there's the lag I referred to. We got quite a good taste of it there. But I mean, if you want to slow-mo this, and if I remember, I'll put a time code in there for you. This, come off, I didn't touch it. This PC actually does hold up a pretty solid 60 frames a second throughout this. It doesn't do too bad. Tactical landmining there. Hopefully these fuckers will hit it. I don't have a key. See, if you understand the formula of where things are going to be placed, you could definitely just blaze through the levels in this. Live animals, and we're just setting explosions off right in their fucking face. That's how considerate we are. I don't think this guy has time to think about stuff like that. I mean, everything's sort of coming down on him. You could have just been in range and got the two of them, couldn't you? That'd be too convenient. Looks like crystal caves down here. Very strong crystal caves vibes down here. If there's anything nasty at the end, I notice there's that checkpoint over there that I haven't gone and got, and I probably should have. Yeah, look, even he's subject to the dodgy collision though. It's not just us. Right, I'm in this invulnerability, but that looks like you're going to get that on the way back, and we already killed everything, so is there really a point to that? I can't go there yet, because I don't have the... No, get out of there, because you're going to get killed. The game's starting to chirk a bit. Yeah, play it on an 80s PC, so it's only a 90s game. There's a shard, so now we're going to go all the way back. Because jacks, that's why. Where does this even go? Do I want to be wandering up here when I got only 1 health? But I've got grenades, haven't I? I've got loads of grenades. There you go. There we are. Okay, cool. Now we've got to walk all the way back. And there's probably nothing down in that other level. And I can totally see him there, and he's just waiting to fuck with me. You can guarantee it. Of course, you can't quite get the height here. And I want to be careful down there in case he decides to charge at me. There you go. As I say, the mechanics in many ways in this are a lot better than they are in Keen. You know what, let's use this up now to go down here. What is this, BGCMR? No, it wasn't. And the motherfucker just softlocks you. And you get 1 shot at it. I don't consider that acceptable, actually. That's shit. I mean, it was softlockers because we will die. I'm sure it was BGCMR. I should have remembered it's a numerical sequence, really. It might have been BCGMR. Alright, run out the invulnerability then, so we can go back up there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this level, I gotta be honest. And now I just have to stand here. So we did all of that to avoid getting murdered. And, yeah, it was all for naught. Because it's a stupid game mechanic. That's terrible. That's unacceptable. I'm not into that. That's a shit way of designing the level. I'm gonna be honest, whoever did this one kind of dropped the ball on that, I'm afraid, pal. Thank you, Mr. Logan. I can't wait to get home and take a nice hot bath. I've been locked in here for days waiting for someone to show up and get me out of here. Yeah, I wondered why there was a pile of shit in the corner. Well, I hate to be the one to give you the news, but there are no houses left in this entire city. Sorry. Guess you'll have to bathe in that pond in the park. Don't worry, I'll stand watch while you do it. Does it not stand and watch you? Strip off and bathe? I mean, yeah, why not? It's going to be a bit of a sausage surprise, I think, with the way the face is drawn. But, I mean, you know, you don't know if you don't look, do you? Yeah, so I'm going to remember that. I'm not going to do those collar things anymore unless they're mandatory, because that's crap. BCGMR. So did I do BGC instead? Probably. What a load of crap. I'm not impressed by that. Soured my opinion of the game considerably. I don't sort of half-ass things with this, you know. I have standards that I hold things to, and I rarely make any exceptions to this, and I'm certainly not making an exception now. You only get one shot at it as well, will you? Fuck off, you slimy little fucker. Of course, there's 2 levels in a row they just pulled this. You know, just for that, you fucking perish. There you go. Right, we'll go through this secret level, and then we're going to leave this here, and I think we'll come back and do the rest of it in another part. Fuck's sake, man. Yeah, these are your secret levels. It's not a full-blown level. Like, this is it. It's a bunch of steps. Pick these up. That's it. Really? And we can't carry more than 9 lives, I don't think. Doesn't say on there. So, yeah, that's your secret levels. That's why I don't care about missing them. By the way, if you're seeing bands in the display, you're not imagining that. That is a problem with the RAM deck on this cheaper video card. Skullman, that sounds like a boss. It sounds like Mega Man 3, and it's laggy in here. Look at that. Oh yeah, it holds a pretty good 60 frames a second, this PC. And then it didn't. Anyways, I'm High Treason. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta. I already had a save there, isn't that confirmation?